There's an uncomfortable truth that people rarely say out loud. A woman's past isn't just a list of stories or old relationships, it's a map of psychological imprints that shape who she is today. Every emotional connection, every heartbreak, every romantic high and low leaves behind subtle marks on her psyche. Carl Jung spoke about this when he described how our experiences carve pathways into the unconscious, forming patterns that repeat throughout our lives. Yet, in our modern culture, it has become almost fashionable to ignore those patterns. We're told to avoid judgment, to stay open-minded, to embrace freedom. But what if those little warning signs you sense in someone aren't random quirks at all? What if they are reflections of something deeper, signals pointing toward behavioral patterns formed long before you ever met her? Understanding these patterns isn't about labeling or condemning someone, it's about awareness. Because when you see clearly, you stop mistaking chaos for chemistry and damage for depth. Today, we're going to talk about 7 hidden signs that reveal more about a woman's inner world than she'll ever admit. Signs that her emotional history might make real intimacy almost impossible. And if you stay until the end, you'll see how the final sign is something you can verify yourself, objective proof that can save you from wasting years of your life. Jung explained that every person wears 2 faces. The first is the persona, the mask we show to the world, confident, free, charming, and open. The second is the shadow, the repressed side that holds our disappointments, fears, and learned defenses. The more chaotic or superficial connections a woman has had, the more her shadow learns not to love, but to survive. It learns how to manipulate, to detach, to protect itself from pain. What looks like independence might actually be emotional armor. Seeing this isn't cruelty, it's clarity. It's understanding what you're actually dealing with before you get pulled into the storm. One of the first red flags you'll notice is the illusion of intimacy. You meet her and she seems so open, so at ease when it comes to romantic or physical connection. She talks about attraction with confidence and even a little charm. It's disarming. You think, finally, a woman who knows what she wants. But that sense of comfort can actually be a warning. True emotional health creates boundaries, unnatural hesitation when things get too close too fast. That shyness or awkwardness you used to think was old-fashioned, it's actually a sign of value. It means something sacred is being protected. When a woman treats intimacy like small talk, that's not confidence, that's emotional erosion. Her sense of sacredness around connection has been dulled by overexposure. The way she flirts, the timing of her moves, her understanding of male psychology, it's all too precise, too rehearsed. It doesn't feel spontaneous, it feels performed. And what feels like instant chemistry might actually be emotional muscle memory, patterns replayed from countless encounters before you. If that first sign shows up in how she behaves outwardly, the second one hides deeper in the emotional space between you. She can seem present, funny, intelligent, maybe even affectionate, yet you always feel like something is missing. It's as if there's an invisible wall of glass separating you. You can see her, hear her, touch her, but you can never fully reach her. She participates in conversations, laughs at your jokes, and shares details about her day, but never her inner world. When you try to get closer, she changes the subject, cracks a joke, or gives you a perfectly worded but hollow response. In conflicts, she either withdraws into silence or explodes in frustration, but rarely engages in resolution. This isn't emotional maturity, it's defense. Her subconscious learned long ago that getting too close leads to pain, so her psyche built an escape hatch. You may think time will break down that wall, but often it doesn't. She's emotionally sealed off, and no amount of love or patience will force her to open a door that her shadow has locked. Then there's the orbit of attention, the endless circle of just friends. You'll notice her phone lighting up constantly, her social media filled with likes and comments from men who all seem a little too eager. When you ask about it, she waves it off. They're just friends, colleagues, people she's known for years. But what's really going on is an unconscious web of validation. Over time, she's learned to maintain multiple channels of admiration, tiny energy sources that feed her self-worth. It's not that she's calculating, it's instinctual now. Her confidence has become dependent on external affirmation. And this constant stream of attention serves another hidden purpose. It gives her options. These aren't friends, they're backups. The moment she feels unseen or bored in her relationship, she has a dozen emotional lifelines waiting. It's not about betrayal, it's about addiction to validation. But if her attention is scattered across an orbit of admirers, how much of it can ever truly belong to you? For some women, intimacy becomes something else entirely, not a form of closeness, but a form of currency. Over time, they've learned that affection can buy things that words can't. When she's upset, she withholds it. When she needs something, she gives it freely. It becomes a strategy, not a connection. She doesn't consciously plan it that way, but experience has taught her that her body is leverage. The timing is too deliberate to be coincidence. It's a way to control emotional tension, to push and pull until you bend. This is no longer about affection, it's about influence. The tragedy is that she's blurred the line between the two so completely that even she can't tell where love ends and control begins. When intimacy becomes a tool, trust collapses. You'll start wondering if her affection is genuine or just another move in a long game she's mastered. And if that sounds manipulative, the next pattern is manipulation refined to an art form. She knows men, their fears, their desires, their emotional triggers with almost frightening precision. When she compliments you, it's perfectly timed. When she criticizes you, it lands exactly where it hurts most. It feels like she sees straight into your soul. You think it's chemistry, it's actually skill. Through years of emotional trial and error, she's learned what strings to pull. Her praise makes you feel powerful, her withdrawal makes you chase harder, and her sudden vulnerability makes you protect her. You become hooked on the roller coaster she controls. Jung said the goal isn't perfection, but wholeness, but she isn't interested in wholeness. She's perfected the mask. Everything feels intense, electric, and real, but it's all part of a carefully rehearsed pattern. She doesn't even have to think about it anymore, it's instinct. What feels like passion is actually conditioning. Now, look closely at how she talks about her past. Some women carry it quietly, with reflection and awareness, but others wear it like armor. She might brag about her experiences, talk about her exes with pride, and make bold statements like, "I'm not ashamed of my past. It made me who I am." On the surface, it sounds empowered, but in psychology, there's a defense called reaction formation. When we overcompensate for buried shame by acting excessively proud, her defiance might not be confidence at all. It might be fear of facing what those experiences really cost her. Try to discuss it thoughtfully, and she'll turn it around, accuse you of being insecure or judgmental, label you as old-fashioned. But imagine it in another context. Would you trust a business partner who proudly tells you about 10 failed ventures as valuable experience? Her inability to feel even mild regret reveals a split in her value system. She doesn't see intimacy as something sacred to be guarded. It's been devalued through repetition, and that's not something love can repair. Finally, there's the pattern you can't argue with, her actual history. You'll notice a cycle: short, fiery relationships that burn bright and end fast. Each time, she calls it a mismatch or mutual decision, but the timeline is always the same. Intense connection, emotional high, sudden distance, and then a quick replacement. It's a psychological loop known as novelty addiction. The excitement of a new beginning gives her a rush, a dopamine spike that feels like love. But when that thrill fades and real work begins, compromise, patience, emotional investment, she checks out. She's addicted not to connection, but to the feeling of falling in love. The chase, not the keeping. The result? A never-ending carousel of beginnings that never mature into anything lasting. She may tell you she wants commitment, a family, a future, and maybe she believes it. But her actions tell a different story. She's not built for endurance, only for the high of the start. Recognizing these patterns isn't about blaming women or condemning experience. It's about understanding human psychology, yours and hers. Jung taught that our shadows hold what we refuse to confront. When you find yourself drawn to someone with these traits, ask yourself why. Maybe you're not trying to save her. Maybe you're trying to fix the part of yourself that needs chaos to feel alive. Maybe the drama feels familiar because it mirrors something unhealed inside you. Experience changes people. A chaotic romantic history reshapes the way someone gives and receives love. Pretending that it doesn't is how men end up trapped in someone else's unresolved cycles. You deserve a partner who values exclusivity, who treats connection as something sacred, who can build stability, not just excitement. You wouldn't invest your life savings into a business with a record of repeated bankruptcies, so why invest your heart into someone who has proven they can't sustain love beyond the thrill of the chase? Before you decide to fix her or wait for her to change, listen to your gut. That quiet sense of unease, that whisper telling you to step back, that's not fear, that's intuition. Your subconscious always recognizes patterns before your mind does. And that first instinct, whether it's the urge to run or the temptation to stay, will tell you everything about your own shadow. A man who knows his worth doesn't chase chaos. He builds peace. He doesn't romanticize dysfunction. He protects his future from it. And the truth is, the kind of woman who can match your depth, loyalty, and clarity isn't found in the crowd of maybes. She's found in stillness, in balance, and self-awareness. Choose her. Because in the end, who you choose to build with will determine not just your love life, but your peace of mind, your legacy, and your destiny.